there's one relationship with a woman that I've left out because it doesn't quite fit uh, with all my other experiences. However, I just realized the symbolic importance of this one experience I had in this, what you might call a strange relationship I did have with a woman. You couldn't say that it was really a relationship. It never really got started, but I got other reasons for not wanting to talk about it. The person is got to be still alive, and well, as long as I don't name any names, I should be fine in talking about it. Well, when I was at the state mental prison for the state of Maryland, I met this woman there who was, I guess you call this an occupational therapist. And, I really don't remember now exactly what she was doing, but some kind of, make things for therapy type thing. It might have been, I just don't remember now, but it involved therapy, and she had a position on the staff, okay, and well, after I got out of the state mental prison, well, I guess somehow I got her name and address, so I wrote her a letter, and she wrote back to me, and I was then in a halfway mental prison house. Okay, so I would write her a letter now and then, and might get an answer. Okay, we just saying what I was doing and so on, and so she invited me to come see her, and I think she lived in Baltimore actually, but I don't remember now. I really don't, honestly. I think it was in Baltimore, but this is a very sketchy type experience to be remembering. So I went up to her place. I don't know how I got there, because I didn't have a car, so I don't know. I don't remember how I got to her place, but I was at her place, and somehow, well, she said, "Well, you can stay overnight, and you can sleep." She stayed in like a type of an apartment that had two floors. It had a main floor and an upstairs type thing. I think. Anyway, I was going to sleep on the living room floor. This was not a big place. Don't imagine this is a big, sumptuous type Georgetown in D.C. apartment. No, this is not what I'm talking about. So I'm going to sleep on the living room floor, and I did. And I'm on the living room floor, and I'm going to go to sleep. And I'm there for a while. And like in the middle of the night, she came to where I was there, and she came down, started, to like kiss me and so on. And I'm on the floor there, and we had sex, okay? Now, I don't need to be more detailed than that, but I did have the full act of sex with her, okay? And, I'm not experienced with women or anything, and I didn't know I wasn't supposed to do that. So she got all upset. She said, you know, I might get pregnant, you know what I mean? So she was very upset. And so I went back to the state, to the halfway mental prison house the next day. That day, in the morning. And because she was mad at me for having the full act of sex with her, and not, I'm even embarrassed to say it, withdrawing, right? I didn't do that. I didn't think I needed to, She was so upset. I didn't want to see her again. And I didn't. That ended things with her. Now, because I figured, look, if this woman likes me, what's she all upset about, right? I said, this is weird. So, there's some more to this story, but I'm going to leave it out. She said some things that were disagreeable to me. So I didn't want to, be in a relationship with her, and I wasn't. Now, let me say that if she happens to see this, I do respect and like her, okay? She's just not for me, that's all. And I was obviously not for her, so I don't mean any harm to her in this video that I'm making. I don't mean to criticize her or anything. I'm somebody who is completely out of the loop when it comes to relationships with women. And so, I guess I acted in a way that more knowledgeable, experienced young men would not have acted the way I did. So I'm not blaming her at all. I'm just saying that, she was a nice woman, and I liked her, and I still remember her fondly. But all I'm saying is she was not for me in terms of, relationship, lasting relationship. She just wasn't. Yeah, and that's not a criticism of her. Obviously, it's mutual, these kind of things, right? So I was not for her. She was not for me. There's no hatred or negative anything left after that. It's just, okay. That's all. So there's that. So what I'm saying about this, the symbolic significance of this, since I say I eventually did come to the realization that America's Man of the Year had been coming into my room in the middle of the night and male raping me. And this woman unexpectedly coming to me when I'm like, I was almost asleep when she came and stood by me, and I was waking up, and she's bending down, and she's going to start kissing me and this kind of thing, right? So this is very much like what actually happened to me in these rapes, symbolically. And that just occurred to me just now, and this relationship with her had happened way back around 1991. So how long ago is that? 25 years ago. Bye for now. Footnote. It was while I was at the state mental prison in the state of Maryland that I was prosecuted for harassing that Baltimore broadcast journalist, okay? And it was while I was there that police came and handcuffed me and took me in a paddy wagon from the state mental prison quite roughly and rudely. They were pushing me around like I was a worm, a disgusting worm. It was very disagreeable to say the least, okay. I'm booked, fingerprinted and all that, and then returned to the state mental prison. And then I go to trial and I'm convicted of harassing this Baltimore broadcast journalist that I was going to for help to escape the rapist and the rapes and the society that had been supporting all that on me for years, right? I was going to this person for help, and I'm convicted of a crime and treated so disgustingly like that, And, let's face it, I'm at the state mental prison, right? I don't have a friend in the world. Try to imagine how you might have felt if you were me in a situation like that. Well, suddenly I'm saying to myself, in light of some other comments I've been making recently in videos like this one, that when you're thinking about this process called Nemesis, described by Northrop Frye, the righting of the balance upset by evil, the natural process that happens to right that balance, then this woman, therapist at the state mental prison, who I did not tell anything about this experience, okay, with the broadcast journalist, not one word about the trial, not one word about the result of the trial, not one word to her about any of that. Still, she is like a kind of authority figure who is reaching out to me in a sympathetic way, and she lives in Baltimore. So I go up to Baltimore after all that, the trial and so on, and the conviction in the court where the judge is telling me scathingly, if you ever try to get in touch with this woman again, you're going straight to jail. Now, do you understand that? Yes, sir. Okay. I'm treated this way. I was trying to get help. Well, okay, I was saying, no offense, okay. It just so happens that me and this woman, we were not suited for each other. Now, let me tell a parallel experience I had with my wife. There she is over there. Okay, of over 30 years, okay. When we first got together, okay, she had me over to her place, okay, and she was staying with roommates, so she didn't have her own place like this other person did. But she said, okay, you can stay overnight, okay. Now, I don't remember if by then she had told me she was a virgin, okay. I don't think she had yet. We were just getting to know each other, and it was late, so she said, stay over here. So, because she lived all the way out in Bowie, Maryland, which was a long way from where I lived in Bethesda, Maryland. I was staying with a deaf roommate in Bethesda, and she had a lot of deaf roommates at this place in Bowie. Now, so she puts me in this little room on the floor, just like in the Baltimore place, right? And of course I accept that, right? I'm going to sleep alone on the floor in there. So I'm laying on the floor in there. This is also symbolic, I'm realizing. Just like that other experience. I'm laying on the floor in there, it's night, and I'm in there a while, and I'm almost going to sleep, and she comes in the room. Through the door, in the dark. She doesn't even turn on a light, right? And she says, my wife can't talk, okay? So in sign language or however, I don't think she said anything, just like, come on, this kind of thing. No fancy sign language. You can sleep in here, the kind of thing. She can't talk though, okay? But we understand each other now, okay? So we go to her room now, and she is like got a mattress on the floor like college students do. And it's understood. It's understood between her and me that we're not going to have sex, okay? It's just understood. You see what I'm saying? In other words, my wife is someone who's been severely abused. I'm someone who's been severely abused. So there was like this understanding between her and me, respect for each other. I'm trying to put this in words. I have never done this before. So I'm saying this understanding we had between each other, where we're like, we were suited to each other, whereas, like I was saying, the woman there in Baltimore was a very nice woman. Thank you for being sympathetic toward me and being friendly toward me. Thank you. Okay? But, like I say, my wife and I were suited to each other. So we go into her room and it's understood that we're not going to have sex or anything of the kind. And I wasn't thinking that we would, I was thinking she's going to let me sleep with her in her bed. So we go to bed together and we sleep that way. And eventually, of course, my wife tells me she's a virgin and she doesn't want to have sex till marriage. So after that, we often sleep together. No sex. We might kiss. We might fondle each other a little, but she never fondled me down there. Okay? And there were no orgasms. Okay? Nothing like that. Kissing, hugging. Right? But that was it. And because we understood each other, okay? We had respect for each other in this way. Not that I didn't have respect for this other woman, just saying that there was a kind of match between me and my wife that there wasn't there. And that's no offense to that person, right? Okay, but anyway, the fact that my wife comes into that room in the middle of the night like that, and comes down and, like, takes me up out of there to her bed is another symbolic moment that is touching on the bizarre experiences I had growing up where I was being raped that way by an intruder coming into my room in the middle of the night and doing that to me. I'm saying that these symbolic moments were symbolic moments of what I've sometimes called the unconscious world trying to let me know what had happened to me and that it caused me the wrecked life that I'm still trying to escape from all these years later.